Dear students, this is the first lecture on contemporary political theory, code number 202. Before we go further on the topics and issues of various units, today I will speak on contemporary political theory as an introduction to give you the necessary knowledge. At the end of the lecture, you will be able to understand what are all about traditional and modern political theory, contemporary political theory, emergence of contemporary political theory, distinctive features of the contemporary political theory, and finally, the relevance of political theory in contemporary society. But first, what is traditional political theory and modern political theory? Now, traditional theory or approach in political science is a normative or an imaginative approach to politics. It emphasizes on what ought to be rather than what is, and is based on historical and ideological underpinning, you can say, foundation or structures. In this case, scientific methods are not in their analogies, you can say, uh, similarities, but mere imaginations and intuition, you can say, instinct. They are also referred to as idealists. Traditional approaches are utopian, ideal driven, and are based on historical fact. Well, student, as you are well aware, political theory is a subfield of political science. Unlike the other subfield of political science, political theory does not model its approach to knowledge on the natural sciences. The modern political approach, on the other hand, is scientific or behavioral approach to political issues. The use of facts and figures are well paramount as they base their analogies on what is and not what ought to be, like in the traditional theory. Scholars are realists who see issues as they are through scientific observation before coming up with conclusion. Modern approach deals with scientific methodologies and sees political issues how they really are without being biased. Such political theories see their field as among the humanities and as drawing from other humanities, such as the disciplines of ethics, history, linguistic, cultural anthropology, and other relevant fields. Dear student, do keep in mind that political philosophy is also known as political theory, but it must also be understood that Plato, Republic, Hobbes, Leviathan, and Marx, the entire body of his work, are examples of political philosopher, while Machiavelli, James Madison, and Isaiah Berlin's are examples of political theories. Now, we come to the question, what then is contemporary political theory? Well, student, we can simply define contemporary as living or occurring at the same time, and theory is a supposition or a system of ideas intended to explain something, especially one based on general principle independent of the things to be explained. Therefore, contemporary contemporary political theory is the ideas that explain political issue occurring during the same time or at this time period. The subject of contemporary political theory cover topics and issues like behavioralism, post-behavioralism, decline and resurgence in political theory, in neoliberalism, we have libertarian and communitarian, neo-Marxism, contemporary debates on Orientalism, existentialism, multiculturalism, Rawls theory, and others. According to David Hell, contemporary political theory involves four distinct tasks. Firstly, it is philosophical, that is, it is concerned with the normative and conceptual framework. Secondly, it is empirical, that is, it is concerned with the problem of understanding and explanation of the concepts. Thirdly, it is historical, that is, it is concerned with the examination of the key concepts of political theory in historical context. And finally, it is strategic, that is, it is concerned with an assessment of the feasibility of moving from where we are to where we might likely to be. It is only through a combination of these elements that the central problem of political theory can be solved. Now, let me also tell you the emergence of contemporary political theory in the historical context. Now, there has been a revival of interest in political theory in the late 1970s, particularly in the United States of America and Europe. During this time of Renaissance, there emerged a kind of class of values and the changes in the humanities and social sciences. At the end of the Second World War, the re-emergence of Europe and other factors such as the crisis in the ideologies of socialism and Marxism had brought about new political ideas and ideologies. Also, from Marxism to socialism to liberalism or democracy, the Orstein challenge and a new powerful social movement occurred seeking to redraw the issues in political theory. During the era of domination of behavioralism, political theory was over-empowered by political science. Theory was denied the status of a legitimate terms of knowledge and inquiry. And through the whole of empiricism did not last long, yet it left an enduring legacy in the development of political and social sciences, particularly in North America in the form of scientificism. The encouragement for the regeneration of political theory came from many sources, while a number of thinkers challenged the whole model of what is science. There were others who feel that there are distinctive problems of understanding the social sciences and social issues which could not be grasped by the models of unified science. As a result of the great debates that was going on, a number of important innovation in the study of political theory followed, which culminated into a broad understanding of contemporary political theory. This was how contemporary theory has to emerge in the course of history. My dear students, now next I will speak on distinctive features of the contemporary political theory. Now, I will tell you the distinctive features of the contemporary political theory has certain points to be noted. The first is that it is an important features of empirical theory was its breadth with history. Contemporary political theories believe that political theory must not be disassociated from history. Political theory has once again been renewed as history of political thought. And secondly, all knowledge about human activities involves interpretation, and interpretation uh, can lead to what different conclusions. Therefore, the idea of political theory being neutral and value-free is wrong. And political understanding, thirdly, cannot escape the history of tradition. Knowledge is a part of the traditions, and the process of understanding aspects of the world contributes to our self-understanding. However, the process of self-understanding is never complete. History does not belong to us, but we belong to history. There is no final truth as such. There can be no such things as the only correct or the final understanding of the political phenomena. The meaning of a text on political theory is always open to further interrelation for new perspectives. And next is the political theory is concerned with conceptual analysis. This involves seeing political theory as a what systematic elaboration of the underlying structure of our moral and political activities, as well as examination and construction of the principal political values such as justice, liberty, common goods, community living, etc., etc. Now, next theory is concerned with both abstract theoretical questions and particular political issues. This is due to the belief that the consideration of political concept without detailed examination of the condition of their realization may not be able to bring out the actual meaning of the concept. Political theory should be problem-oriented and should prove issues like democracy, like market, equal opportunities. In such context, political theory is a theoretical aspect of political science, trying to construct a theory on the basis of the observation. Now, in short, according to David Hell, contemporary political theory involves four distinct tasks. So firstly, what are they? Firstly, it is philosophical. That is, it is concerned with the normative and conceptual framework. Secondly, it is empirical. That is, it is concerned with the examination of the key concepts of political theory in historical context. And finally, it is strategic. That is, it is concerned with the assessment of the feasibility of moving from where we are to where we might likely to be. It is only through the combination of these elements that the central problem of political theory can be solved. Today, this theory has become very much popular. Some point you should remember about the contemporary political ideologies are, firstly, these ideologies are created from all by a huge social movement. Secondly, equality of democracy is one of the most common parts of these ideologies. Third, these ideologies always challenge different other regulated political ideologies. Where students now, let's also look at the relevance of political theory in contemporary society. Firstly, of course, is the relevance to solving problem. Political theory is closely related to a number of academic subjects such as history, ethics, sociology, economics, and other areas of study. These subjects provide theories and data which political theories use to construct political theory. My dear students, next we have this knowledge of our rights and duties. What is this all about? A democratic government implied popular participation in political process such as election. Now, we should know our rights, especially the rights to vote. Our knowledge of political theory tells us that rights to vote is not only a right but a duty as well. The voters should choose the best man. And let us also know this, that political theory liberalize the outlook. That is, by studying political theory, an individual may think more logically about concepts such as equality, liberty, and justice. Political theory, teaches us to be tolerant of other people attitudes and belief. Liberty and equality are, not just abstract concepts. These concepts are reflect ideas that we should try to follow. And intelligent citizens is, committed to liberal ideals and civil liberties. And then we have this political essentiality is the art of the possible. So what does this mean? Limitation on the government exists, and we all can see them. A political system has to, uh, function under different kinds of compulsions and constraints. Anything is possible in politics. An understanding of politics can be helpful in appreciating uh, factors which bring necessary changes in the society. And finally, a growth in the reasoning power of the mind. So again, what does this means? A political concept is not a merely a matter of fact or belief. It developed through a lot of reasoning. Different ideologies like liberalism, Marxism, socialism have been subjected to verification, and the political thinkers rely on facts and practical experiences. Political theory generates uh, a spirit of reasoning which would have students to make arguments or statements when they participate in debates. In short, the relevance in that future planning is possible. Conceptualization, become possible. It provides knowledge of political reality. It provides legitimacy to government. The theory is useful in solving problems. The conceptual and analytical clarity is obtained. Political theory implies political movement, and finally, historical understanding makes comparative studies clear and easy. My dear students, this dialogue on political theory is never ending. Speculation on politics relates to the life and values of men. The course of political theory increasingly is to enhance our understanding of the social reality and to create conditions for good life. So, in this context, both traditional or classical and contemporary or empirical theories need to be synthesized. Synthesized, you can say, combine or produce. But my dear students, political theory cannot be based purely idle on philosophy or science. All issues raised by philosophy must be examined within modes of inquiry at empirical level. On the other hand, the normative issue raised by political science cannot be evaded altogether. And for example, the meaning of justice, equality, or freedom cannot be explained by science. Similarly, the problems of our times, that is, whether they are racial and ethical tension and bigotry, overpopulation, unemployment, decaying city, corruption, conflict between the nations, are such that we need to find their solutions. While the political scientists produce, and the task that a political philosopher is to is to relate this knowledge with the big problem of mankind and to inquire into these inquire into this can have in enhancing liberty, equality, justice, and fraternity in the society and among the people. So my dear students, that's all for today class. Dear student, I want to tell you this information to all of you. As I have already informed you, for study material, you have to log into Google Classroom with the code number I have already given you. And for any other further discussion, query, questions and answer, you can call me, you can email me. I'm always available for all of you. But most importantly, don't forget to join me in the Google Classroom to catch all the classes. Stay home safe. Thank you very much. Thank you.